Get the fuck out of here.
What the actual? What's it? Fuck you.
What? No way, bro. No way.
You know what's even crazy? We can actually watch it. That'll actually come right back. I add sound effects sometimes.
That's cool.
That's
And
nuts.
then right here.
That's another good one.
Oh.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Burn Down Podcast. Today's episode, we have a special guest. He's been around the world. He's met some incredible people. He's done some incredible things. He'll fuck with your mind, let me tell you. He is the Modern Mentalist. Kevin Nicholas, what's going on?
What's going on, fellas? Thank you guys so much for having me.
Kevin, so
Did you transport yourself here? How'd you get here?
I wish it was always so simple. I wish it was. Like, to not deal with New York traffic would be that might be a superpower.
Did you come from the city?
No, actually, I'm from here on Long Island.
Oh.
I grew up here, and I grew up in Oceanside.
Oh, wow.
oh, okay. So you're not too far, man.
No,
You're not
no,
too
no,
far.
no.
Although you had to brave the cold. It's pretty cold in New York for right now. It's like 15
Crazy.
degrees out. So, but Kevin, tell us, because some people don't know. I know. I have a small passion for magic. Okay, most people know. I've dabbled a little bit in my in the college party days.
Yeah,
It's definitely an icebreaker in college parties. But tell us what a mentalist actually is.
So a mentalist uses more psychology, body language, different forms of techniques like that to create experiences that I guess you could say are deeper hitting than someone just doing like a card trick.
Okay.
So it's think of like maybe an entertainment version of like a psychic is a better way.
Entertainment version of a psychic. Okay.
So I like it like that. Like, I'm not saying, because what I do, I mean, I'm not freaking like, people are like, well, can you like really read minds? And I'm like, no, I don't do that. I'm like, if I had the ability of like predicting these things, trust me, I would have won Powerball.
Who's that?
Yeah, you're like, I wouldn't be.
Yeah,
exactly.
like I wouldn't be like,
You're not the what's the girl from Long Island? The
oh,
girl,
the medium.
the medium.
The girl with the
medium.
huge puffy hair.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
god, yeah.
That hair is.
But
not
yeah,
bad.
so like you said, it's you're using the psychology and things, but it's a trick, right?
It is
it's
a trick.
it's a
It is-
trick,
it's an
and
art.
it's
It's
an
a-
illusion, and
Yes.
people think like, oh, you could read minds. Like, no, I would have just picked the lottery ball tickets, and I would have been
Yeah.
out of here fucking months ago.
Life would have been, life would be, me and Bezos will be hanging out. That would be the goal.
No, but it's so that's cool. So it's like so do you have a specific like specialty? I know you have a deck of cards here,
Cards are the icebreaker when you're doing anything. It can create a very visual aspect of something to get somebody's attention, where as a mentalist, you tend to be a lot more personal, and it becomes personal questions. So if you don't know somebody, or if I'm going up to somebody, or I'm about to be on a stage, and the first thing I ask somebody that I don't know and they don't know me, and I ask them something very personal, you're not going to get the same reaction. You're not going to develop that rapport with somebody, especially the way that I perform, which is very up close. I do big shows where it's like 100, 200, 300 people venues, and it's great. But when you're up close and you're about to do something really quick, that they go, oh shit, okay, you don't suck at this, I want more. And then they're intrigued and they're connected to you then, and then like you have it. And that's when they go, okay, that's when I can start asking them other questions. Instead of me just saying, here, pick a card, think of a card. When you ask somebody to think of a card, it changes the dynamic of something.
because it could be any. You have 1 in 52.
1 in 52, and then, but there is also a psychology of how I think about what card you're going to pick. Are you somebody that likes magic? Are you somebody that's never really seen it? You might go, well, the most common card is the Ace of Spades, so
Yeah.
I'm going to try to change
Or like the Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts or something like that.
See?
Exactly. You're going to hear that.
That's like the
And
common things everybody picks, right?
So what's the difference between being a mentalist and like a magician?
So like,
I know obviously not the
this
top
is like,
hat.
no, right.
is a mentalist like a type of magician?
Okay, so this is like,
Probably
I
the
think-
number one question you get, right?
Yeah. So I think I'm going to
If I can remember correctly, I think if I read in one of these articles, you said the difference between a magician and a mentalist, it's like you compare it to music. One is a country singer and one's a hip hop artist. same genre, just different
styles.
Yeah,
So like magic is the genre, and then mentalist is the style of.
And I wasn't always a mentalist, quote unquote. I was always a magician. Everybody that is now a mentalist was a magician at one time. The same way that everybody 15 years ago was a DJ is now a producer, quote unquote. We're producers now. No, you're doing the same shit. You just know that word is so much sexier than being called a DJ.
Yeah, it's like the difference between social media. Or I'm an influencer.
Oh, you're an influencer. Which is now just you're a bullshitter.
Yeah, okay, right. I'm an entrepreneur. No, you're a social media influencer. Okay.
Yeah.
Entrepreneur. That was another big one that came out. I'm an entrepreneur now.
Yeah, I remember that. Or remember that sexy word, I'm disrupting. I disrupt. Oh, you must know that. I'm in the business. I just disrupt everything.
Well, the new thing now is like they use the word era. Like, I'm in my... Like I've been seeing like a lot of girls like I'm in my mob wife era, or I'm in my 30-year-old life era. I'm like, what are you saying?
Or remember that? Or I remember. I'll blame Gary for this one. The whole hustle.
Gary Vaynerchuk?
Yeah, Gary V.
Oh,
and I love him. He is absolutely one of the, I've met him numerous times. I love him. I've been in the office. I've chatted with him. But I remember that time when everyone was like, "Yo, I'm hustling. I'm a hustler."
They were on
I'm on my hustle grind.
The garage sale hustling.
No, I loved it, y'all.
That is an influence because he got me. Because I would buy stuff. I would go to like the dollar store and I would find stuff and I would try to resell them. He got me.
And you know what? I will say it can be done. Like it's a profitable business, but people. They do it like one time. They'll buy a mug and they sell like I'm a hustle. I'm like, no. If you're up there at 6 a.m. and hitting every single garage sale every week, that's hustling. But you do one time, you go to Marshall's and find a fucking mug. That's not hustling.
His whole concept was like having a side hustle that gave you like an actual ability to make money. Actually and love what you do. That was the one thing about Gary that I always said. His whole concept was always kind of continue to do what you love, and then. But work at it harder than everybody else.
Right.
And that's what I think brought him into the stratosphere, because a lot of kids, especially now, like the 9 to 5 grind is like not what people imagine themselves doing anymore. A lot of people I know are side magicians. That's like their thing. Like Did
you start as that?
No. I started magic late. Most kids, like most of my friends that I know, started like 8, 9. They got a magic set and was like,
what magic set was it?
Like whatever it was. So mine was different. My situation was different. I was like 12, 13 years old.
Really? That's much of a difference.
That 5 years is a big difference, because once the mindset of a person kind of changes around like right around puberty and stuff like that. Even the personalities of kids. Like if you do a kid show, right? And I don't do kid shows. I haven't done a kid show in like 15 years.
Kids are too curious. They ask too many questions.
No, but that's the thing though. Like if like that second that like a kid will be like, you'll do something, he'll literally be like, I know how you did that. And he'll say it. Like whether he knows it or not, he's telling you his opinion. Once you hit that like 12, 13, 14, they're either amazed, they're not going up to you being like, I know how you did that. Let me, like they're like, there's something that changes in that mindset. And that's why I love performing for adults. Cause like, you don't think like Peter Pan anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
but you almost turn adults into children, because like when children are young, when children are young, when
children are young,
children have this like this just curiosity and this magic within them that just kind of, they're amazed by everything, right? They're like, wow, everything's wow, right? And as you get older, you kind of, you come to reality, whatever, and a little kid could be amazed by bubbles, and it's freaking bubbles.
Well, bubbles is magic,
right? But as an adult, you're like, all right, it's just freaking bubbles. But then when an adult sees magic, the adult has this like wow moment where they're just amazed and they're back in this aura, and you're giving that little childhood, that child-esque feeling to an adult when they're just like, all right, how the fuck did you do that?
So you started out doing magic, right?
So I started off.
Move that mic just a touch closer so we get a little bit.
So for me,
like going from magic to, I guess, mentalist.
Well, the long story short is I saw a magic VHS. It was called Larry Anderson's Jaw Droppers. And it was
Larry Anderson Jaw Droppers. Okay.
And I actually, it was like 80 magic tricks on like VHS sets.
I feel like that's like a 90s nostalgia.
It was like
it's hysterical.
It was an infomercial.
That reminds me of Tony Hawk's like How to Skate VHS. When I was in like high school, I was like, I'm gonna learn a kickflip.
That's what it is.
It's a VHS.
And I got it. My parents bought it for me, and I remember being addicted to it. And I learned everything over the course of like a month. I learned all tricks, and I kept performing them. And I was like, people were like, well, how did you get started in magic? I was like, honestly, I got cut from the fucking baseball team, and I had nothing else to do.
Wow.
Because I was like,
really?
I was like 120. I was like 120 pounds, soaking wet. I was a good baseball player, but my size didn't catch up with me in like middle school. And the kids that were coming in were bigger, so I was like, fuck, I'm screwed. So I'm like, let me learn this magic thing, maybe like just for the hell of it as a hobby. And because my mindset was like, I could see how to do it and then know what it's supposed to look like. I was like, I started becoming good at it quickly, and I wouldn't do kid shows. My first job was at a restaurant, and I would go table to table to table doing magic tricks.
What restaurant was it?
Cabo in Rockville Center.
Cabo in Rockville Center. You just went. So they just let you go to.
He gave this guy Nat gave me my first job. Really, he's like, yeah, okay, no problem. I came in like an oversized suit, like purple tie. Like I looked like oh my God, I must have looked. He was like, yeah, sure, why not?
Looked like a magician.
I looked like a magician. But think about this. Every kid that does a kid show was doing maybe a 40-minute show, and then that's his life. I was working 5 hours, and I was like working 5 hours a night, 3, 4, 5 hours a night, 3 days a week. Not only was I was coming home with like $300, $400 in tips. So I was making.
He wasn't paying you. He was just giving you.
He was like, well, they gave me like a little salary. They like, because I could work, you know, but it was so funny, and I was making more money than like drug dealers. Like,
how old? I think
I was like 16. I think I was like 15, 16.
So then right off the bat, you're like, this is
awesome. Fun.
This is awesome.
This is peddling tricks.
I was like, literally, I was like,
I could do this.
And so I got really lucky. And then throughout high school, I would do it at like teen clubs.
Teen clubs?
Teen clubs we
like
had.
After school stuff?
No, like teen clubs were like, I don't know, like I don't know,
like bars, but
yeah,
for
but
teens.
Like for teens, like Bridgeview,
Bridgeview
Yacht Club,
like Zachary's
and shit. Yeah. So
okay.
they had that, and I would do magic there, and I would like rack in the girls. Like I was like, this actually works.
So it starts.
The girls at my high school thought I was the girls at my high school used to call me Magic Kevin. I was not getting a girlfriend in that situation. Me doing at these teen clubs, I was like actually kind of cool, quote unquote.
So he's getting money. He finds first job, he's getting money. Yeah. Then he gets the second job, he's getting girls. He's like, man, I don't see the downside. I love magic.
I'm not working. I don't have to work at Hollister anymore. Like I was good.
Because all I got to do is just talk to people, show them a couple tricks, and I'm good.
It was fun. It was good. And so
first you get the money, then you get the girls, and you get the power and respect, baby.
First you get the money, then you get the power.
Yeah. And I did it all throughout high school and college. I was making some good money. I was doing private events and stuff.
And when you got into college, did you at that point start honing your craft of figuring out like this is the avenue of magic I want to go down?
Yeah. Well, it's so funny. I got really well. I went to Adelphi University, and
I went to Post. Shout out.
To Post. Yep.
Yeah.
And I was known all throughout campus. I didn't have a name. I was just magic. My fraternity brother and my whole.
When did you graduate?
Wait, yeah.
I was 09. I graduated 09.
Okay.
So
you graduated 09.
Yeah. So
and you were fraternity. What fraternity were you from?
Phi Sigma Kappa, PSK. So how did magic become career though?
Yeah.
Was an accident. We graduated in 09. We're in a bad recession. I'm studying business. I can't find a job. And I go to my family and I'm like, let me try this magic thing. Let me just do it for the year just to have money. And I did it for that first year, and I did okay, but like nothing.
Can't move out of my parents' place.
Can't move out of my parents' place.
Not making 60-year-old drug money.
No. That's right. Probably actually, yeah. And then the year
you call up Cabo. Hey, can I come back?
Can I come back?
I need money.
Exactly. And the year after that, the business grew, and the year after that, the business grew even bigger. And then within like 3 years of graduating, I was like traveling the world, doing some big stuff.
Nice.
And I had like, so then like, that's when like the crazy stories really started. I started traveling to like LA every month. I was going to like Texas. I was going to Florida. And like all my clients were like.
Now, did you have like a manager or something, or you're doing all this on your own?
Not at the time.
Yeah. Okay. So how did you like start? You just said, you know what, I'm just going to see if I can perform in certain bars and clubs or whatever.
No,
I was a hustler, bro. I was going out Thursday nights. I was going out to Toku or Cipollini every night, sitting at the bar, and I'd like have dinner by myself, and like I'd meet people next to me and be like, "Oh, I'm a magician." Before you know it, they're like buying my dinner and then being like, "Give me your card, we'll hire you." Like, and I was like,
that's how you.
And I built up like my Long Island clients just by going to the areas of who I wanted to entertain. And then
you start going up into like the North Shore bars.
That's what I was doing.
Some rich fucks.
And and the funny thing is, I didn't even have the money for it. Like, I was like, I think I got like at that time, like maybe like I had like I couldn't afford like $60 dinners. Like,
I was just gonna ask. Did you? Was there ever a story? Please tell me Please tell me yes. But was there ever a time when you went into a restaurant, you sat at the bar, and you ordered some like ridiculous dinner? You're like, I can't pay for this. I need to find somebody to pay for this.
Yes. Yes. And
you're like, I'm fucking ordering it. Either I'm running out of here or I'm getting somebody to pay for it.
I'm not going to tell the restaurant, even though everybody knows this story, because anyone that really knows me knows this story. I used to go to this one restaurant during the off nights, and not a crazy night. And I'd sit at the bar and, like, you know, conversation, couple, older, and they'd always look at me because I look very young. Yeah. I'm 36. And so they'd be like, what are you doing here? I'd have a Corona, and, like, I start with a salad, and then I'd get something, and then occasionally I'm like, I think my credit card has enough money on it, which is probably like a $600-$800 limit. I'm like, oh God. And
let's hope.
Yeah, let's just hope. And I remember buying one time, and I was doing this a little too much to where the GM was like, Kevin, we know what you're doing and you gotta stop. Like, and I was like, what am I doing? He goes, you haven't paid for a dinner in a month, and we know you're not hustling people, because I'm not asking these people.
Yeah, and you're like, what do you care where the money comes from?
Right. Like, I was like,
that's on me.
But like, you know, really?
Like, this guy wants to pay for my dinner. I don't want to be rude.
What can I say? At that time, I was, you know, a very pretty girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're telling me what the girls are doing now? They're not doing the same thing. Like, stop. So, but yeah, I used to get hooked up for like anything, and.
Because of what? Because people would just be so enamored by you. They're like, "Hey, man, you're the man.
You just have like good company and stuff like that. They hear your story. They, you know, like I said, at that time, I was just coming out of college and stuff. So they were just like, "Oh, he's a young kid. He's trying to do something cool." And
let me get your bill. Let me
take it. Let me take care of your drink.
They're probably like, you know what?
Your bills.
Put this thing on my tab. Yeah.
It didn't mean anything to them, you know.
Yeah. And you're like, "Oh, stop it! No."
Oh, I never said that. I was just like, "Oh, thank you. Like, you want to see another card trick?" You know. And
if I give you another card trick, do I get another drink?
And then, you know, obviously, you grow up a little bit, and you're like, okay, this is fun, but let me actually make a living. Now I got to make a living doing this, and it's hard too, because like, imagine going to like get a private education at an amazing school. You're doing all this, and you tell your family, I'm gonna be a magician. I'm gonna be a mentalist, Ma. Yeah. It's like that, you know. But she's
probably like, no, you're not.
Yeah, you know
what was that conversation like?
I will say that my family has actually always supported me doing what I love. My father is like, my mom's my biggest cheerleader, but my father gets it. Like, my family gets it. My dad now lives in Montauk and is a fisherman, and a very successful one at that.
That ain't no joke.
That's like he's hardcore.
Yeah.
Like, my dad is super freaking hardcore, and my mom is like a bookkeeper. She's like an accountant, and like she's like very analytical, and she's like, so she's the
show
one
me the numbers.
She's like, show me the numbers. How are we doing this? Like, she's on top. My dad's like, you're fucking happy, aren't you? I was like, every damn day. And that's the one.
Just like him, he's probably like, I get to fish every day. He goes, this is a dream, and you're just like, I get to do magic.
But I think it was me growing up and performing the way I wanted to that allowed me to start doing the shows I wanted. Mm-hmm. And that's what led me to like the cigar industry. That's what led me into the luxury markets that I wanted to be a part of. I never wanted anyone to ever look at me and be like, oh, I could see that kid being a mentalist or a magician. I want them like to be really confused, to be like, that's not what we think. Like, we thought
maybe it's kind of part of the whole thing too. You're like, I want to fuck with your mind a little bit, so I don't want you to know.
But like, you ever see like, I mean, I hate to say this, but like, you ever see some people and they're like, not that they're dorky or corny or anything, but like most magicians grew up very introverted.
Very introverted. That's they probably took to magic because they're like, I don't have any friends. I'm going to take to magic because I can do this on my own. Yeah, I can do this on my own.
And it gave them an outlet to express themselves. I was the opposite. I was an extrovert. I was like completely like friends with everybody. I was part of the skateboard crew. I was part of like the frat crew, anybody like in my schools. I was like, I wanted to be the Van Wilder. I wanted to be. I looked at Van Wilder and said, that is me. That is who I'm going to be. I want to be the most social person. I always want to have a smile on my face. I want to make people have a good time and enjoy. And if you're not, what's the matter and how can we do this? Like,
well, it probably helped you too, being that you're so, you're comfortable with speaking with people and being outgoing, and you have no problem with that, because that can be a challenge where you're in a performance industry. Like, you have to perform in front of people, and if you can't get over that barrier, that could be a difficult thing to go up against. I mean, I know, like, for instance, you had said a lot of them are introverts. I mean, I think one in particular, David Blaine, was like a huge introvert, wasn't he?
It's so funny.
Kind of seems like it.
He seems like it, but he's not. Like, the funny thing is, like, I've only met David once, but a lot of my friends are like friends with him, and I've seen him like now. Like, his show is bringing out a lot more of the personality. He's not that like dark, like
shady. Like,
I think that personally, because I don't know him.
It was like a character. Kinda?
I think it was part of more of a persona that he gave off. But I hear like David's best friends were Tobey Maguire and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, you gotta have a personality.
Yeah,
with
true.
those
like
so maybe,
about, like I think like I think that real like growing up, like I think he's almost a little bit like me. I think he's very, very charismatic.
So just a soft-spoken type of.
I think he creates the illusion and the persona because that's who his persona is. The same way that, other people are one way, on camera and could be completely the opposite, but like I said, like, I don't know him that well. I've only met him once and he seemed cool, but then
Did he show you some tricks?
No, I
showed him some tricks?
No, it was actually funny enough. It was at a magic convencing.
So you guys were all there just to kind
of... it was actually at a strip club.
Was like, I probably would have been a lot more fun. Honestly.
You see his true personality there.
What would you even consider, like, I don't even know what to call him, because he does some,
he's like a stunt artist now.
Well, now, because he does the whole David Blaine thing, right? He had the street special where he did just street magic, which was like up close, just random people,
like in the boxes for like a week.
Yeah, like and he did some tricks, right? But then he started doing just more like physical acts on the body. Like, what could you push your body to? And I'm like, that's not magic. That's just a complete like.
But this is the thing. This is my opinion on it. David's like a goat. He's one of the goats now.
He is.
Like,
he is a goat. Yeah.
Nobody could do magic and hit as hard as really he does. I think, honestly, I think he hits the strongest when it comes down to it. Now, granted, it could be some celebrity behind it. Like, if you saw somebody sing a song and you're like, wow, that's just amazing. Like, but then you have that actual artist do it in front of you. You're like, well, that other artist might, like, there might be something strong. I might be able to do the exact same trick, but because David's David Blaine, it's just stronger because there's a celebrity behind it.
Yeah.
Well, you had mentioned that in one of the articles Eric had pulled up, and I remember there was a couple of questions. And one of the things you had said is that, that magic is you could have the same trick, but nobody's going to perform it like Kevin Nichols does. Nobody's going to perform it like David Blaine does. Like, everybody has their own style, and you could teach it to somebody else, but it's not going to be the way that you do it.
Right. You could look.
Same thing like you said with the song. Two people can sing the same song, but it's different.
It's different. Somebody's going to look. You could play guitar and you could play the same song, but no one's going to play it like John Mayer's going to play it.
Right. Right.
And that's the thing. Like,
you're not going to have that blues soul like a Stevie Ray Vaughan's going to have when you play this. So everybody's got their own little take on it.
And that's what's cool about like art. You know, we all have our own perceptions on how something is going to look for us. It's people that are able to make it their own that are going to, I think, are going to grow and evolve from it. That's what David did. He saw this art form of extreme body doing crazy shit. And now also granted, you know, David's specials are network specials. I don't think you're going to be able to...
being a kid, with my parents in the living room watching.
I can't remember the last network special.
So but also I think you're not going to be able to do that just doing card tricks. The way Street Magic was.
Right.
He created stunts to create a hype, and I think it became part of the persona, and I think it's amazing because it's always just something new. Whether he's fucking throwing up frogs or like...
And that some of that stuff too. And I also think it has a lot to do with like back then, like in the, what was it, the 90s? Like the late 90s,
yeah, it was like late 90s, early 2000s.
When you had film, like when you had somebody that was just going around following you with a film, like you couldn't do a lot of camera tricks, right?
No.
Like it was just a recorder, right? But now you have cell phones, and if you do the same street, nobody's gonna believe it. They're like, oh, you edited that, like in post, because you have so many apps you can just do that.
It's not even that. It's
or
like,
the staging.
Look at how much like Magic's one of the most watched things on YouTube. Like
I watch it all the time. You probably see. I either watch golf, lifting, or magic.
Who was the guy? I don't know if he was more of a magician, but he wore that mask. It was like that gray and black.
Yeah,
mask.
That was the other one. That was the last network I can think. Where he was
he would like cut people on
Magic Revealed.
Magic Revealed.
Yeah,
Magic Revealed. That guy.
Yeah, we killed that fucker.
Yeah.
No,
that guy always used to scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, it's you know what though? That people think it was bad. It was actually really good. It made Magic relevant.
To preface this, I have a small passion of card tricks, which is why I'm very interested. I'm refraining from picking up this deck of cards and just kind of playing around with it. And it came from my grandfather who played cards, and he introduced me to cards, and I fell in love with just sleight of hand, no trick decks, just what somebody can do with their hands and a deck of regular playing cards. So I had found Ricky J, who's he had Ricky J and his 52 assistants, I think.
One of the greatest Broadway-esque experiences. Like, I've never got a chance to see it, but I've watched it.
It's incredible.
It's not just his skill; it's also the personality.
Yes,
it's
the way he tells the story.
He's a storyteller,
and he was
so amazing at storytelling. And there are some great magicians that are great storytellers and stuff. But there was no one like Ricky that could do the story and the magic, and it all combined. Sometimes the storytelling gets very much.
Yeah, sometimes I'd be like, what the fuck is he saying?
You're like
this
is supposed to be a magic trick, right? Like, you know, it's you get into it, and I'm not a storyteller. I'm actually the opposite. But that also comes from where we're from. Like a New Yorker, like we don't have an attention span. We're like go, go, go.
Yeah.
So when I started performing at restaurants, I only had so much time to keep your attention. Yeah. So I always was like, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, otherwise the food comes and you're like...
Yeah, if I had like a story to tell per trick, I'd get through 2 tricks and you'd be like, oh, that was great, kid. Oh, God, that was boring as fuck. That was boring. Oh, my God, he did this trick. It was like, he talked about like, you know, assistants and like, I don't do that. I am very visual. And it's that developed my persona and my like. So I'm very like, I want to be a witty like entertainer. I want to be quick on my feet. I want to have fun. I want you to be like, oh my God, what's next? Because once it's over, I'm hitting you with something different. It's not like I want to like my show, even my close up. If I was just to perform for you for like 5 minutes, would probably be more material than some magicians on like the West Coast do in an hour.
Really?
Because West Coast are more laid back.
Yeah, it's kind of
so.
Slow,
there's a different persona.
Yeah,
they're more chill. They have that. New Yorkers, you can't do that. Like you go and entertain
like,
somebody.
Go. Yeah,
it's always a go. And that was developing my persona, my relationship of how I design my shows and how I only add maybe 1 or 2 new effects to my show a year, if that.
What do you mean you add an effect?
So I'll add a new trick to my show. Very rarely. It has to really fit.
Like you have like your whole little mantra that you want to do first?
Yeah, if I add something into my show, it's like it has to be something that I know fits my persona, my character and everything like that. And it's actually really exciting because this year I'm rebranding fully everything.
What does that mean? What are we doing?
So I was always known as like who's the bleach blonde haired magician? And
who's that? Who's Sunshine? Over
yeah,
there?
right. Yeah. Hey, Sunshine. I got the reference.
There we go.
I got the reference.
He's here early and he gets references.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's 2 for 2, baby.
I got that. Come on now. And it was really fun. Ryan Gosling was in that movie.
Yeah,
wasn't he? He was.
There was a lot.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite.
You know what I love too is I love the meme that they say. They're like, listen, I don't care how good looking Ryan Gosling is, and I don't care how good he was in The Notebook. He will always go down as a liability. That movie, man. Just remember, he was a defensive liability in that movie.
No doubt. That's hilarious.
That's actually great.
I've seen that so many times. Like he was he was a defensive liability. He had to come out of the game.
Yeah. Oh,
he's taking Allen out.
It's so funny. So who are some of your? Because I told you I mentioned Ricky Jay. There was a few other ones that I had watched. I mean, Bill Malone was another one that he had a great one at. I forgot what it was.
Sam the Bellhop.
Sam the Bellhop.
Sam the Bellhop.
Yes. And what
you actually better make a link to Sam the Bellhop on here for people to see it.
Such a good trick.
I actually bought that. I remember when that got marketed, and I bought that.
It's such a good. I'll show you the video, but it's an older one. He's probably from like the 80s or something, right?
It's definitely
That's
90s.
funny.
It was World's Greatest Magic. He did it.
Yeah.
And then,
where was he doing that? What? Because that's like a common place that everybody was performing. A lot of people had performed at. That was the Magic Theater. Or?
That was I think at that time for that. He actually has his own bar in Chicago.
Does he?
Malone's Magic Bar. I've never been. I think it still exists. I'm not sure. And then that was part of the World's Greatest Magic series. That was a big deal because that's how a lot of people got into magic again. That they would put the best magicians at the time, stage magicians, close-up magicians, and all that stuff. And he was on that. And he's he's another GOAT, man.
There was another. Okay, so there was another one too. His name is, I think his name is it Paul Wilson? So
yes.
And he was on a show. He was on a British show on BBC that was called The Real Hustle, and it was him and some other guy and this girl, and they would show how what con artists would do and how they would put together cons, but they were magicians, and the one guy was a card mechanic. Which, for people that don't know, card mechanic is
card sheets.
A card sheet, but it's somebody
card sheets.
Yeah,
it's somebody who has
sheets.
mastered the art of sleight of hand with a deck of cards, and they can basically get a brand new deck of cards, shuffle it, deal you out 4 of a kind, and deal themselves a royal flush, and you'd be like, how the fuck?
Yeah, it's what you guys are watching. If you guys watch TikTok and you watch Card Magic by Jason and stuff.
Card mechanic.
And Jason. Look, I'll give Jason his due because he is a friend of mine. He is really one of the top card magicians. I mean, we're talking about a kid that practices 6 hours a day.
Damn.
He's having his moment right now, and he deserves it. He's
blowing up on social media.
His social media is insane.
He does Venmo request things. People will comment, be like, "Oh, take a fresh deck, brand new deck of cards, one shuffle, deal yourself a pair of 2s for $200," and he'll be like, all right, no problem. And then he'll make a joke about it, I took $200 from your mom last night, and he's doing the trick, and he'll do it. And he's like, all right, so here's my venue. I'll put up my Venmos on the screen. That's $200. Thank you very much. So and he'll go on to the next one. But it's kind of cool because he's doing some of these things.
He's made it very interactive for people, and
he always digs it to people.
Oh well,
he always gives them a little dig, which is kind of cool.
You gotta do that. I like that. I like that part.
That's the thing. He's developed a great persona, and that's the persona of Jason. And he's always been I've known Jason for at least now, I would say 6 years, 6-7 years, and he's having his due right now, and he deserves it. Honestly, he's put the work in, and he creates a really amazing content. And so I own it. Look, I ain't gonna. What he does with a deck of cards, I would be like, yeah, you're good. That's for you.
You're good. Man.
You're good. You're good. That is all you, man.
So what I wanted to ask you, the reason why I brought up all these name dropping all these people is, were there any who were the magicians that you idolized, that you looked up to, that when you were coming into your own?
I was mentored by Jeff McBride was a mentor of mine, which he is a stage magician from Vegas. He was a big deal. And then I kind of started just seeing other magicians just not really mentored, but people I like their personas. I ended up starting to really like comedians over magicians. I thought magicians really didn't give me anything I really wanted. Like I would ask advice about things, and they'd go like not against me, but it was like
they didn't want to share information with you.
It wasn't even tricks. It was like other things. Like I would do something that I know was like a really strong thing, and they would like critique it, and I'm like, why am I asking these people advice that are not going to help me in any way, shape, or form? So I kind of went against the whole magic community, and it's kind of like that to this day. I actually.
So you're kind of like a rebel. You're like an outcast.
I really do not fit into. I do not fit into many magician circles. Like I have nothing against them. I have two very close friends of mine that are magicians, and let me throw out their names. Both his name is TJ Tana and Daniel Nicholas are two of my very good friends, and these are really the only guys I like talk to in my community of that, and like. Everybody else, like, I'll know and I'll say hello to, but like I ain't calling up my friends are like cigar buddies. Like those are my boys. Like my guys are older gentlemen that we hang out and like we have our homes in like the Hamptons and we have barbecue. Like I am not magic is what I do. I will be honest, it's not who I am. Magic is the vehicle that allows me to do what I love, which is entertaining. If I could sing, I would do that. If you told me I can get as much joy doing this as it would be to mow a lawn, I would do that. Magic allowed me that, and I was blessed with the ability to be very good at it. And I'll be the first one, and I'll say this like to the camera, like it kind of sucks a little bit because I pick up things very quickly with it, almost very natural, and so like. You know, people ask me like, how much do you practice? I don't practice.
It just
I don't practice at all. Like it's really funny to like take a deck of cards and like this thing's like almost in like perfect order too. So let's just shuffle these up. Here we go.
I love it. I'm excited.
Like here, and because you know it here, like take one.
Okay, I'll take this one.
Now your table's a little high for what I like, but here, put it back anywhere in the deck you like. All right, we'll mix these up. Now, you were saying something before about, like, creating, like, double lifts and stuff like that. Let's see if I can get this for the camera, too. Let me get this out of the way.
We could probably zoom in.
Yeah, let's actually just do it.
People are just going to have to trust
us.
You're
just going to have to change that to be, like,
see, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
But that's not even what I like. Like, it's this. Excuse me. That's the moment I like. That's the fucked up shit, you know.
That was I don't
care about by the way, that card coming out of my mouth like that's what I do to like introduce myself. That's the first thing I do that people see and they're like, what the hell just happened?
Like coughing up. I love it.
But like, and like you say, like I'm very much like somebody that magic I always perform.
That was nice. That was nice, by the way.
Thank you.
That was nice.
I like that.
Very nice.
That's I love it.
But slow.
I think
that's a nice card change right there.
Yeah, it's.
I had no idea what just happened.
Yeah.
Did you do something? I saw. So I sent my brothers your page. They're big Shane Gillis fans.
Yes.
Like, yo, he's with Shane Gillis. That's crazy.
Yes. That was 4th of July party.
Yeah, it looks.
And
sick.
I had no idea who he was. I'm not gonna lie. And right now she's blowing up. Kristen Juszczyk, the one that
who's that?
Was it her? She's the one that's doing all the jackets for all the football players, like Kelsey, Travis Kelsey, and
is she a comedian? She's not a comedian.
No. She's
making them jackets.
Her husband is the fullback for the 49ers, Kyle Juszczyk. Kyle, I think, right? Kyle Juszczyk.
Yeah.
So anyway,
her name is
because you were George Kittle too over there.
Yeah. So we were all
what's her name? Casey?
Kyle. Kristen.
Kristen Juszczyk. Yeah, this is her. It's there's no way. JUSZCZYK.
That's like, and you wonder why I use my middle name because I'm Polish too. Like I can't.
So she's doing like all the varsity jackets for.
Oh shit! No, I haven't seen that. Okay.
So Taylor Swift. Honestly, like
Was that the jacket that she was wearing the other day when she was doing the swag surf shit?
Oh,
was, like,
yeah,
cringeworthy.
Like whatever it is. Well.
Swag surf came on. You see Taylor Swift in the press box, like
yes. So wait, all those jackets she's been making for these and so anyway, they threw a 4th of July party, and
where was that?
I'll let that be. Where they live. Let them be where
undisclosed.
They live. Yeah, that's an undisclosed thing. So anyway, I'm doing this party, and everyone's like, "Oh, okay," and I have no idea who this guy is. Like, he looked familiar, and then they were like,
"What's up, bro?"
Yeah, no. and that's actually the good thing about me is if you know, I do have a pretty strong celebrity clientele, but I really don't ever treat them any differently than hanging out with anyone at a bar. Like, so I have no idea, and it's only when they show me who they are, like where, and I had no idea that I performed for him until like a couple of videos I sent out, and they were like, "Yo, that's Shane Gillis." I'm like, "Cool."
You're like,
cool.
Who's that? Who's that?
Like, who's that? Like, I don't even know. And so
he's probably like the biggest comedian right now.
And then when I started actually like watching him and knowing he's like, he's a vet and everything like that, I was like,
is he a veteran?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I think he's
oh shit,
he's dude's a badass.
He's hilarious.
Oh, he's so good.
Dude's got me rolling all the time. So
I think he's a vet. Yeah, I think so.
I mean, it could. I have to ask my brothers. My brothers would know. But I sent them that video, and they're like, "Yo, he's with Shane Gillis and George Kittle." I'm like, so my question was, who are some of your favorite celebrities you performed for, and what's like the funniest reaction from someone that you had?
name drop time. Name drop time.
Name drop that shit. Plug away.
Okay. Nicest guy on earth is Michael Strahan. And he's one of my cigar buddies.
Michael Strahan.
One of your cigar buddies. Okay.
He's a cigar buddy. I've smoked cigars with him. He's so humble. He's as cool and normal as
he looks like it. I always see him. Yeah, he looks like it.
There's so much normalcy to him. He was on the cover of a cigar magazine, and that's what made me actually send him.
Yeah, Cigar Aficionado.
Yeah, it was one of them. Yeah. And I was like, congratulations. And he's like, yeah, we got to go smoke. Then we literally a couple weeks later, he invited me out. And so
it's interesting. There's a lot of football players and the rest of the sport of athletes, just athletes in general.
Well, that's how we got connected. That
smoke cigars. Yeah, Eric Coleman. Shout out to Eric Coleman, by the way, who connected us. But
yeah, man.
So what are some of the other ones?
Michael Strahan.
What was the greatest reaction? They're just top blew off, and they're like, "Get out of my house! Don't ever come back."
Did you do a trick where
get the fuck out of my house?
Like the Harrison Ford thing that he said. You remember when David Blaine performed Harrison Ford?
Actually,
he pulled like a card out of an orange or something. And David Blaine and Harrison Ford goes, "Get the fuck out of my house."
Yeah, get the fuck out.
Get out.
that is literally the line that I think should just go on. Like, for even how big David Blaine is, that's still the greatest line that
was
ask.
Great. He's like, "Get out of my house. Just leave." Did you ever get a reaction like that?
I think the funnest reaction I ever had was last year, and I posted it on my thing, is Baker Mayfield.
Really? So okay.
So if you go on my page right now or whatever, Baker.
Let's do it.
Welcome to the X Experience, baby. Wait, no, get that. Get that. Get that. Get that. Yes. Yes.
You see Baker run? Wait.
Gone. All right. So now what did? Oh no shit.
Like he's
fear. for people that don't know what happened, can you explain the video? We're gonna play the clip. We'll play the clip, but explain what you did. There was a mark that you.
I put a little X on my hand, and I transferred it from my hand to somebody else's
without touching them.
Without ever touching them. And you just see Baker literally walk
he's like, I'm
20
gone.
feet away from me, just stop. And he also was one of the most coolest guys. I got to know him. That was last year at I performed at two of the biggest private big parties for the Super Bowl, which was a big deal for me because that kind of elevated me to that world where companies were very comfortable bringing in an entertainer like me that they never thought, and I branded this stuff for them. I made cards appear in like, you know, like footballs. I was like, everything was around like the Super Bowl. So it was really cool, which is funny because I actually didn't. I was in Phoenix, and I didn't go
to the Super Bowl.
No, you'd be happy.
Played golf.
You played golf?
I didn't go to golf. Where did I go in Phoenix?
Cigar Fox, the lounge.
No. What's in Phoenix? What's the best course?
You went to
I went to Waste Management.
You went to the Waste Management.
I went to Waste Management instead.
So you didn't golf, but you went to. But okay, well, I mean,
and I was on hole 16 in the streets.
That's. I would do the same. I would do the same thing. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I would probably do the same thing.
I was like, I wasn't gonna get a chance to go to the Super Bowl anyway. Like to go to the game. So I ended up. I was like, I can come back and watch it if I want. Whatever.
I would do this.
I went to Waste Management and I had a blast.
So do you know hole 16?
No.
Okay, so the Waste Management is that's the tour where it's basically like just a fucking shit show.
Yeah.
People just get drunk and they're throwing beer, right? And the 16th hole, they set up a stadium around the hole. So if you ever seen like the ones where the people are teeing off and it's just it's lined with stands and then there's just a big dome around the green and it's just people watch. So everybody goes to the Waste Management Open, and on the 16th hole, it's just it's hilarious because you look at the rest of the course and there's some stands left like everywhere, but when you finish off the 15th, you have to walk down this like long tunnel underneath the stands. And then when you come out, you're just in an arena, and now you have to hit your tee shot on 16. And there's like
it's known as the loudest hole in golf.
Oh,
and they design it, and it's almost like Gladiator.
Yeah,
and
you will get booed the fuck out of the hole.
It's a par 3, and if you do not hit it on the green, you get booed.
Yeah,
but some people like really have a great time with it, and like they'll be like, you're cheering while they're gonna hit. Like, they'll give it.
There's no quiet sign.
No, and there was this. I forgot who it was, and I think there's been a couple hole-in-ones there, and they just, if you get a hole-in-one, dude, they erupt and they just start like it's like you got a hat trick in hockey, and they start throwing hats on the thing. They'll start throwing beer. One guy made this ridiculous putt, and he just takes takes his shirt off, and he's just like, yeah. It's nuts. It is nuts. So I probably would have done the same thing. I would have went.
I was all about that. So those are like some of the cool events. I performed at Paris Hilton's birthday party, which was really cool.
I think she called you the legend.
Yeah, she called you.
She's like legend. She's like, you're a legend. I was like, okay, I'm gonna use that.
That's my testimonial.
Did you have to sign like a waiver? Hey, can I use Paris Hilton's?
Right. Like, it was actually really funny. I met her at a private event. She sent me a quick I said whatever it was. She followed and she sent me a DM, and I was in LA, and she's like, can you come? What are you doing on Thursday for my birthday? Can you perform? And I was already in LA. It was Monday, and I was leaving that day. I left on Tuesday and flew back.
And came back?
Came back the next day.
Wow. Yeah, you got to.
Wait, but it got.
If Paris Hilton asks you to perform my birthday party, you're doing that.
You're going. You're going. It was it was really cool. And she is a genius too. She is so smart. She is absolutely like a goat when it comes down to everything. And you're learning, and a lot of people are seeing that now.
When you got that DM, were you like, this isn't fucking real?
No, because I met her and we ended up I met her and she was just such a sweetheart. And she's like, I gotta follow you. You're really cool, whatever, and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm not a starstruck person. So I chatted with her like a normal person. She was asking me about my career and stuff, and I was at a party, and a lot of other people were at that party. And that party, I was a guest. Like if I told you that room or like that table, there was a reason I was there. I wasn't treated like, hey, he's a magician for us. It was, you must be somebody.
You're one of us.
You're one of us.
Yeah.
Goo Gaga, one of us. Goo Gaga, one of us. See, gotta drop the movie references. Man.
Oh, I can movie reference. Everybody.
Don't even get me started.
We can go Wolf of Wall Street all day long.
I can go any movie. Like my buddy and I, we were just talking about
This is good. Okay. This is a question for you because I already know it. Name what do you think? One or two of the most ultimate, you could quote the movie in almost any scenario, not because of just by their lines,
Okay,
Forrest Gump,
Step Brothers.
Step Brothers, I was just about to say.
Step Brothers, you can throw that in anywhere.
Wedding Crashers.
Wedding Crashers.
And I think Wedding Crashers. However, I still think Forgetting Sarah Marshall too.
That's too. Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I just went from 6 to midnight. I was just talking to my buddy about this because my buddy Joe, him and I are just like in our friend group. They always go. They're like, dude, how do you guys know so many fucking quotes? Like you guys are just. We can have an entire conversation back and forth. And he was saying the other day, he goes, honestly, it's almost a problem where I can't have a normal conversation with somebody without dropping a movie line.
Same.
He goes, I'll be at work and we'll be saying something and somebody says like a comment and the movie line pops in my head and I have to refrain myself from saying it.
It's like having that moment where you're like, for me, I think one of the best is, oh, I wanted to, but I just kept on living my life.
Yes, that is priceless.
Now thinking about it, like, yeah, it's like, oh.
I mean, I got Forrest Gump up there. I quote Forrest Gump like once a week, maybe. There's always something.
There's another. I always do the Waterboy's another one. Waterboy's a good one. I always quote that with.
Doesn't it get really upsetting to you when you quote something and they don't get it? And
that's
like,
okay. That's honestly.
No,
that's,
see, but because I'm like
instant connection when you.
I used to have moments where even like my ex actually would be like, "Did you quote something?" I was like, "Yeah." She goes, I was like, moment dead. Like it was good.
There's a game.
That's why you're the ex.
There's a game that we play. No, there's a game that we play. Like we'll be sitting around a circle and it's like we'll just be drinking, having a good time, like pregame, whatever. And we'll play a game. We'll say, all right, listen, here's what's gonna happen. You say a movie quote, and if whoever gets it, like gets to give out a drink, or like you get now you go. So like I'll say a movie quote, I'll be like, I thought hurricane season was over, and somebody like, oh, Pineapple Express, like there it is, and you go, and they'll say a movie quote. And then they'll say whatever it is, right? Went from 6 to midnight. Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah.
And we go around and we'll have a group of like 10 people, but it's only like 3 of us that are just going back and forth because we're the only ones who get the movie quotes.
I got accepted into my wife's family because her 2 cousins who are like around our age, and they're like, who is this guy? And they just started dropping Ace Ventura, and I was going right back, and they're like, all right, we like Eric. Eric knows all the same shit that we do. And I'm like, hell yeah. Because it's like when you meet somebody, like you said, with your ex-girlfriend, you said something, and it's like flat. And you're like,
I can't yell at her too much. For
no, I'm just saying, but like
because she was younger than me. So, but my ex prior to that was like exactly me. like she would do like Sarah Marshall quotes. She would do that. Still though, like I love it. I think this is actually good. TV shows.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big Friends person. You could say everything. I'm not saying it's better than Seinfeld. I'm not saying it's better than
my sister would. My sister Michelle is an avid
Friends.
So
okay, so I
have probably seen it 1,000 times.
But I still think, much more is New Girl. I got addicted to.
That's a good
and
show.
I am like, okay.
What's his name? Schmidt?
I am Schmidt. So people are like, dude. You are Schmidt, Ken.
Why don't you
like,
take a picture? It'll last longer. He's hilarious. My wife turned me out. I haven't seen it in a while, but that show he's fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
He's fucking
you are
hysterical.
Schmidt. Yeah,
I am like Schmidt. And and I love it. And I watch it and I have like the same funny like little mannerisms and people.
I love when he says words wrong. Like he says.
Yeah, he's like.
He'll say things the wrong way and you're like, what? But it just I got to think of one of them. But
I just watched the other day 21 Jump Street with
another good one.
That's
my
god,
God.
One. That's another one.
Did you honestly?
We did Missionary and Missionary, and then the one where like she's on the bottom and I'm on the top.
Channing Tatum was great. Did you see? I think the movie was with Ryan Reynolds. What was it like? The guy, he was like in a video game, but
Free Guy.
Did you see Channing Tatum in that? He was the
he was doing.
I thought he stole the show.
Yeah,
it was so. Everyone was like, I don't get. I'm like, that is the funniest bit of
great.
everything. Like,
Free Guy.
Kev, can I put you on the spot?
Yes.
Is there anything that can you perform something to blow my mind right now?
Yeah, let's.
Can I have a baker reaction?
We're gonna do it this way though.
Oh, nice.
I was gonna say he had to have come prepared. Like you had to have known that we're.
This is Mayfield.
This is my favorite thing to do. It's actually
do it. Do you have to do it to both of us or do it to?
No, we're just gonna do it. Can you bring out your phone? I want you to go to your calculator.
Okay, we both can do it.
Yeah, we'll do. Well, you and I will do it, and I'll leave it right. I'll leave it right here so everyone's on.
Eric,
choose the number that you want though, 1 to 9.
1 to 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
And say it's not a secret or anything.
I can tell you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 4.
Okay. Hit 4 like 4 times.
Okay.
4444.
Show the cameras too, and you can show it to me. So bring it closer to me. Ready? Watch this. Bring it down here. Right here. Ready? Watch that first 4.
What the fuck?
Wait, we'll do it again.
What the hell is going on?
What is going on right now?
It gets even crazier too, because like, here, hold out your hand, hit my screen, tap my screen, tap it.
What the
You know what makes that even crazy though? If I want to, I want you to hold my phone, I'll hold yours. Watch this. 1, 2, nothing happens. 3, 4. That'll shoot right over.
What the
fuck is going on right now?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's like my favorite thing to do.
How the hell does that work?
What the fuck?
Wait, we'll get
Is there an app for that?
No, you would think so. Right, exactly. Well, here, let me see. I got to do a cigar trick. You know I got to do that.
Oh, hell yeah, let's go.
What the fuck?
That was fucking wild.
No,
He's doing a stogie trick?
I'm going to do a stogie trick. Well, so
I was actually going to ask if you've ever incorporated cigars into
I had to. So as we were explaining, before I do a lot with the cigar industry, or did. I was a 3 cigar a day smoker.
Welcome
for
to the club.
years.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Welcome to the club.
Ah.
And so because of that, I developed a good relationship with a lot of amazing cigar brands and cigar makers and stuff. Shout out to like guys like Pete Johnson who were there. My friends at La Serena Cigars, my friend Danny actually brought me out to Vegas for their stuff. I've worked with Rockefeller Cigars. They had a magic cigar, actually.
Whoa. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. So we were doing all these amazing things. And so I designed a cool little trick, and I'm going to do it. It'll be cool. Hold on.
Fuck. Let's go.
All right.
The first ever cigar magic trick on the pod.
Dude, this is great.
Let's see. Instead of me, yeah, I'll do this. Here, take a card. Look at it. Don't show me.
Can I see it?
Yeah, show everybody.
Okay, show the camera and I'll take a look at it.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna get that. Put it back inside. All right, because I gotta roll my sleeves for this stuff.
Let's go.
Yeah, we gotta have
we gotta have a little roll up here. So let's
rolling up the sleeves.
Right. Watch.
No way.
What?
Don't you tell me it's a 2 of hearts.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm going to get the fuck out of here.
What the actual?
Wow.
Yeah.
How the hell? He was talking the whole time.
Yeah, we'll leave that right
Can we
there.
get that one signed?
Huh?
How the hell did that happen? How do you do that?
The fuck?
Mm-hmm.
What the?
Justin's.
That was kooky.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there's no 2 of hearts either.
That's the shit that blows my mind. Now, is the same stuff? Is a mentalist the same type of guy that's like I saw a guy.
That was fucking great.
I can't. I'm just trying not to think about it because I don't know how that just happened in front of me.
All right, well, for the audience that are listening and not watching.
Yeah, true.
Eric picked a card, 2 of hearts, put it back in the deck, shuffled the deck, put the deck down, took a puff out of the stogie, and when he blew the smoke out, the card came out of his mouth.
2 of hearts.
And it was 2 of hearts.
Yeah.
And
that's...
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have to do the instant replay on that.
I don't know how he did that.
That's mind blowing. I don't know. I'll just leave it where it lies. I'll just have my mind blown, and I won't ask any more questions.
That's impressive.
That was cool.
That's a good trick.
Yeah. So like, actually, what's really amazing is actually that picture right here.
Yeah.
So I used to be. I am not an influencer. I'm not anything like that. But every day I would do a photo shoot with like cigars, like fashion. I was trying to do that whole thing during like, I don't know, pre-COVID. Like I was trying to get cigar brands to like notice me and all that stuff. And so every day, and that shot, I remember having a deck of cards one day, and I would set my phone up here, I remember shooting it at the camera, and I must have did like 70 times, like, and to the point where people like, and it was in a back area of a cigar lounge, and they were like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Wait, I got to see the image now.
Yeah.
Until you got the.
Until I wanted to use for the clip art because I'm like, this is a great picture.
Let me see this.
That's in the back of Matador.
Oh no shit.
No shit.
Yeah.
Which one?
In Roswell.
Oh gosh, so you were shooting the cards, then picking them up, and then
yeah,
shooting the cards, and then picking them up. And
times. I was like, this is literally like influencers in the wild.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's cool. That's cool. I mean, we can.
Yeah,
I could put that.
Well,
picture
you put the picture up. Yeah, we can put it on the video.
That was like, I remember looking. I was like, that picture was cool.
Badass. Yeah, because I was, like, I was doing my research. And I was like, oh, this picture's dope. So I saved it because I'm like, I got to use this picture for the clip art and stuff because I'm like, it's cigars and magic or cards and magic, whatever you want to say. But that was awesome. So what I was trying to say is a mentalist the same type of guys that like? I watched a video the other day. He was at a college campus and he was performing some tricks. And one of the players like stood up and he was like, "Anyone got any other questions?" And he was like, "Yeah, what was like my childhood nickname?"
So that was my boy Oz Perlman. He did that for I think the Michigan.
Okay,
team.
yeah.
So
and he was like, "What's my childhood friend or name or something like that?"
So like because we're gonna do this actually a little differently. Only because I think you're enjoying watching this more than
I love it.
So like right now, go to your contact list in your phone.
Okay.
See, I love this stuff because I'm like, how the fuck did he do that? And then my the wheels are like turning in my brain. Like, I think he did this. I think he did that. I don't know. Like, that's so cool.
I want to take it for a second. So look, these are all your friends, contacts. You have a lot, by the way. Jesus,
we meet a lot of people.
What the hell? You have 880 contacts, which it's a good amount. It's a good amount.
I mean, it has been since probably.
Does that make it more difficult?
No. But what you're going to do is this. I'm going to have you scroll through the phone. You're going to look at somebody, and whoever you land on, we're going to see if I can get an idea about this. So like hold out your hand.
Okay.
And scroll without looking. And I'll lock it now. Unlock your phone and look at the top name that you scroll to.
The very top name.
Very top name, but don't say it out loud.
All right, unlock my phone?
Don't say it.
Okay.
You have the name. Is there a name on top?
Yeah, but I don't even know who this person is.
All right, let me. Can I see the name?
Yeah, you see it first.
Close your eyes. Let me see the name. Okay, I don't even know who that person is.
Can I click it to see who that is?
Yeah. See if there's somebody there.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Get an idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So in other words, the fact that he had to do that means there's no way I can know who the heck this is.
Yeah.
You could hold it. You could put the phone down.
Face down.
Yeah. So. Because you said you don't exactly think you know who this is, that normally means two things. It's either somebody from your past or there's only a single name. I don't think there's a single name in this one. Especially the fact that you were able to go into it.
Can I tell you how I reckon?
Nope. Okay, I don't even want you to.
Okay.
I think there has to be something that, if you look at me, I'm seeing a first and a last name. Did you? I don't know what you do for a living, but was this person some form of business in the past? This is right. And I think that the only familiarity to this is the fact that, am I getting something like two first names or something like that, or like an RR or something like that? Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah, there's something that has to be. You don't know him now. I know you don't know who he is, but I think people call him by his last name. Then the first name I'm seeing is Ryan. Am I seeing Ryan?
Fuck, man.
Ryan is right there, but but everyone calls him Reed.
Oh
Ryan
my
Reed
God,
is the name right now.
Oh my God, bro! Get the fuck out of the podcast studio. Holy shit! I think I might talk to that guy once in my life. I only know him because of his email address,
dude. How?
And you saw it?
How?
Bro, that's nuts. Nuts.
What?
Ryan Reed, if you're watching or listening, shout out to you.
Dude, how is that even possible?
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
dude, how is that even possible?
He's like, dude? Yeah, what's the next one over here? This is night work, son.
Yeah.
What?
That's
get out of my house.
Right. Get out of the studio.
I actually have one that I just added to my show.
Oh, is this going to be a first time it's on?
It's going to be cool because we'll do.
Do we have to exclude this from the podcast?
No. I think this made me a little famous. Everybody knows about that.
Yes, I've seen the pictures and I've seen the videos of you.
Okay. So there's a fork. You put a fork on the table here.
All right.
I have to talk about the
we're gonna
the audio.
So if you said to me, Kevin,
Let me just step back real quick for the people listening that just Kevin just performed. I went through my contact list. He made me pick somebody randomly by not looking. I saw the
880 contacts.
Yes, I had 800 and some contacts. I clicked on the very top name.
Dude, there's a 0.1% chance that he could have just like guessed it. There's no
guessed
way
that person, and I had no idea who it was until I saw their email.
If you have 1,000 contacts, it's what 0.1%. How in the world?
Right.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Now,
So
this is a real 4, right?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's a real 4.
Now you've all seen the illusion of something bending, so that's an illusion. But if you believe something like that could actually bend, it would probably look like that.
What the
Come on, son.
fuck?
Come on, son.
Now, like, what's cool is that like you're seeing this from every angle. So when I actually just watch it bend, you're gonna see the moment. It starts bending.
Make it make sense, man. What the hell is going on?
You know what's even crazy? We can actually watch. That'll actually come right back. I add sound effects sometimes. Here, why don't we do it this way though? Right here, you'll see it actually just.
Whoa.
Bend.
That's cool.
Say what?
Or one last one, just like this.
What?
Come on, man. That ain't.
We'll leave that for you guys to play around with.
Let me touch that bad boy. So, people listening, again.
Dude, that's like...
This guy just bended. I'm sorry, not this guy. Kevin just bended the fork. All the spokes on it. The stem of it.
Dude, the whole thing is like...
Come on, man.
Now,
Wait, hold on. Let me see that fork. That's like... Can I bend it back?
Yeah, if you want. Yeah, it's just a real fork.
Bro, that's like a...
So, wait. Let's go a little crazy.
Like, dude, I'm not kidding. Like, this is a legit. Like, it's taking force to actually like to bend the fork back straight.
How I want to ask both of you a question now. This is gonna get cool between both of you.
That's sick, dude.
So wait, when did you two? How long have you two known each other?
Oh, we've known each other a while.
A long time.
Almost
10 years.
Almost a decade now. Yeah,
10 years. Did you all meet from a single person? Did you meet at an event or something like that?
Yes.
Okay, was it a person or an event?
Kind of both.
Okay, so like a mutual friend, somewhat, or
it was a mutual person.
A mutual person. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Would this be known to people here in like from like your podcast?
Yes.
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah.
We talk about it. Okay. What I want to do is this. I want what would be a name that nobody would know here. I want it to be a little personal, but like stuff like not through that mutual friend or
a name that we both know.
No, yeah, but something fun.
Can I text it to him?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll text him a name that we both know, but that people that are listening or watching won't know.
Right.
Okay.
First and last, or just first name?
You can make that decision.
Okay.
It's up to us.
So I'll text somebody that we both know.
But it has to be like something about you two first meeting. So it could be a place. It could be actually where you both first met. I just care that it's not.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
All right.
I'll do the place.
You do the place.
I'll do the place because I don't think anybody people don't know the place that we met, but people know
and I want you to write it down so you could show it to the audience so I know but I can't see it.
Okay. When he texts it to me?
Yes.
So I just texted it to you. And nobody, so people, because people know the person, but they don't know,
like where you guys first.
We don't know where we first met. Did you get it, Eric?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna type it or write it.
All right. This is, and then after we.
So remember, I just started. This is new to my show.
So has anybody seen this before? This trick?
I have performed it, but never like to the point where it's ever been on any outlet or anything like that.
Is this a trick that you like came up with?
No, this is something I saw being done, and I was praying that I can figure out like a method, and I realized then
how to make it your own.
Well, no, I found out like it was produced, and because it was produced, I took it and I did the necessary steps that I wanted to create something really special behind it. So a perfect example is this. I'll even rip it up.
He's ripping up the card that I just wrote on.
Hold that your hand. And scroll. Okay. What I'm gonna have you do is this. I want you to hold out your finger like this. You're gonna feel something right now. Put your cigar down for one moment.
What is that? Is that a pencil?
That's a pencil, right?
Okay, just
I want you to
pencil
put it.
on
I want you to
his
put it
finger.
over your heart. Look at me. Remember this place, okay?
The place that I sent him.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel a heartbeat in my finger.
Yeah. Like almost mine, right?
What the fuck?
Wait. Am I seeing I'm seeing an F? Like somebody's backyard?
Shut the fuck up.
Is it like freeze or parents? Somebody's parents'
Shut
backyard?
the fuck up.
What was it?
It was Eric's parents' backyard.
Bro, come on. Come on. How the hell did you do? I don't know.
Dude.
I don't know how that happens. I don't know how that.
Dude.
The card's ripped up.
What?
I don't know how that happened. I don't know how that happened. I'm freaking out internally.
Dude, how?
What? Huh? I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. How do you react towards this?
I'm genuine. I'm in my head. I'm like, how could he have done that? I'm like, I had no fucking idea. Okay, so hold on a second. So this is.
So you gave me the name or the place.
I texted Eric the name of the place. Eric's parents' backyard is what I said, and then Eric wrote it on a card. Kevin ripped up the card. Okay, put it back in Eric's hand, and then took a pencil and it was my finger and Kevin's finger holding the pencil together, and then I felt at a pulse, like a heartbeat on my finger, like boop 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 on my heart on my finger, and then he's like, and then he said, "Oh, is it like an F, like a?" I'm like, "Oh, I got this motherfucker. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. It's an E. It's Eric's." And then he goes, "Is it like backyard parents?" I'm like, "You mother!" But so when you do a card trick, right? I'm looking at the card trick. I'm like, all right, I think it was a double lift there. I think, and I'm like intrigued. That I have no fucking idea how that could possibly be done.
Well, it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
It worked.
And that's also what I love.
Like how, dude? How?
That's also what I love.
How?
Like mentalism, I love too because it doesn't have to be 100% on. If I saw what the card was or I saw what he wrote, I would have known it was Eric right off the bat. But the funny thing is, when I see something E and F, I could see an idea of an F and E. They do look the same if it's a capital or not. It doesn't matter. All these different things can.
Yeah, but how do you get parents great? You can see him writing the E maybe, and you're like, all right, maybe it was an F, maybe it was an E, but how do you get? Parents. You can't possibly see out of the corner of your eye the entire thing that he wrote out.
Right.
Yeah, I wrote it all the way down here. I wrote it down on my lap.
Because okay, if he's writing it here, and you can see all right, if you do a line like this, just all right, maybe that's an E, maybe that's an F, right? Maybe it's a T, but to be able to how do you get the whole thing? How do you get parents' backyard?
Right. Exactly. That's
this is addicting.
This is addicting.
It's so addicting.
This is why I love magic so much. Because now I'm gonna be up all night. How the fuck did that guy do that?
Well, I'm gonna make the clip. I'm gonna be like,
watching.
What the hell just happened?
And he's loved, dude. He loves it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he's laying back. He's like, yeah.
Dude, see, this is
what I do. I'm just here. I'm just here doing God's work, people. You know what I'm saying here?
I want this is, and it's so the feeling that same feeling that you get when performing and seeing. That's when I was in college. When I started when I was younger, and I would do card tricks, and you do the card trick for somebody in college, at a party, because when you go to a college party, they always have a deck of cards there. They're playing kings, they're playing whatever. They always have deck of cards. So I would always do simple tricks and people would be like, "What the fuck? How do you do that?" And then they would never let me hold the deck of cards. We'd be playing no, you can't play because you're the magic guy. I'm like, and I loved that. But now having it done. Because I haven't had magic done to me in a long time, and I'm like,
because what?
That's incredible.
How do I want to say this?
That's
how
awesome.
How comedians want laughs, right? They get their validation through laughs. You get your validation per se through people's reactions,
right? A cool example is this. I'll give you the Sharpie, right? Hold it in your hand. Whatever card you look at right now, I'll turn that Sharpie into your card.
You'll turn this Sharpie into whatever card I look at?
Yep. So you say the word stop whenever you like.
Stop.
Okay, cool. Got it? It doesn't matter what even the card is.
Okay. Okay.
So I have to get this card into your hand. Done. Look, open your hand. Look at it. Look, open your hand. What does it say? It says Sharpie, right?
It's a Sharpie, yeah.
Watch. What's it say?
Fuck you.
What?
Fuck you.
What does it say?
It says 6 of clubs on the Sharpie marker.
No way, bro. No fucking way. No way. Hopefully we can get that. Bro.
Dude, what?
It said Sharpie, right? It said Sharpie?
No, he put it in my hand, and I closed my hand. I'm like, it's a Sharpie marker. I'm like, I see, I clearly, it was on a table like this. I saw Sharpie. I'm like, all right, put it in my hand, Sharpie marker. He went through the deck, and it said stop, and there was a 6 of clubs. I'm like, all right, it's a random card. It's not like an ace of spades or a queen of hearts. It's random. And then he fucking puts it up like this, and then he says 6 of clubs.
What?
Dude.
I don't know what to say. I'm a loss for words.
I thought for a second, like I was gonna open my hand and it was gonna be like
a card,
like 6 of clubs in my hand, and I was like, all right, well, there's nothing there. He didn't do anything, and then it fucking wrote it on the Sharpie itself.
Holy,
what the fuck?
How the hell did you do that?
That is actually one of my favorite like effects to do, and I've probably got more strong, crazy reactions doing that than like any card trick I ever really had.
But here's the thing. Okay, so like I had the Sharpie had 6 of clubs, right? So I put it in my hand, right? Okay, now granted, let's say the Sharpie, it had 6 of clubs already written on it. I put it in my hand. How the fuck do I pick 6 of clubs?
That's what I thought.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so if this one said like Queen of Hearts and I put it on how is it that I stopped?
Can you switch it and do Can you do the same thing, or
like what with a different card?
Yeah,
in a sense, I can. I mean, I could always do like the funny thing is like it's not like as you know, like magicians or even anything, I really don't do things twice, just because the whole concept of what you're looking for now, it's like people will be like, oh, I'll tell you this. So like right now, it doesn't happen on Instagram as much, but it happens on TikTok. Like now that like I started using TikTok, like you get these weird guys that are like not even exposing, but like trying to tell you like how it's
people
done.
On TikTok are the worst.
It is weird. Yeah. And no offense, but like
if you do YouTube shorts, it's the same thing.
You are like I thought it would maybe be like a kid. These are like grown ass men that are like, yo, he did this. And
you know what's funny is I guarantee 90% of them are wrong.
No, and then so wait, no. So this this is so funny. He goes. It was amazing the first time, but I figured it out on the second. I went. At the end of the day, I'm like, do you think that Jack gets the fucking raft when you see Titanic twice? Yeah. Like, what are you thinking? Like, nothing's gonna change now that you know the ending to the damn story.
Yeah,
you know where you're not gonna like so. Nowadays, it's like what I'm designing has to be done to a point where it could be reversed 100 times, and I'm not even cutting it. But like it's amazing. Like some of my like best work, like I finally trended. I didn't go viral, but like I think I had like maybe 130,000 views,
that's solid.
Which is good. It's great. It created a lot of hype for me, and like magicians were like reaching out to me and was like, dude, that was impressive. Like they know what I'm doing, and they're like, wow, you have some fucking chops. And then at the same time, some of these other like little, what do they call them, trolls? Like fucking trolls.
Oh
like,
yeah, they think they know everything. Like you're not even close.
I'm like, I don't want to. I don't get aggressive about things, but I'm like, who did not give you enough attention growing up? Like you did not get that. Like you need something that like. And
you just let him have it. Like, all right, that's how I did.
You know what I do? I hit the like button to them. I don't even say anything. I love it. But like
Eric does the same thing with TikTok because he handles our TikTok account, and Eric like roasts.
Like you said, Instagram doesn't really happen. But I don't know if if you have a YouTube channel, you should use YouTube Shorts, and it's YouTube Shorts and TikTok. It's both those platforms where it's like the people are just they're just miserable all day, and they just
oh my god,
they're like, oh, have fun having mouth cancer and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what?
But what makes it more interesting is like why are you watching?
Yeah.
Like
if you hate it so much, why am I on your Explore page?
I'm like I feel like I have never I went against TikTok for so long until only 2 weeks ago, where I'm now taking everything. Like it's not fun. Like at the end of the day, I don't watch anything on TikTok. I put out content just for only the reason of having the ability. Yeah. And now it's fine because I'm gonna put maybe over 100 videos on TikTok for any platform if somebody just wants to go, hey, do you have a TikTok? And you can watch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I have no care for the algorithm. I don't know anything about it. My Instagram I care about. Like that, I put a little bit of effort, and now I've been found for business. See, most of my clients are not on TikTok, but they do have an Instagram, or they're
same.
or more or less a lot of the companies have their resources of like the people that handle the events are on Instagram, so they might be looking for a magician or something, and so like that they'll find it easy through that. Because TikTok, it's like young, it's younger, and it's okay.
Young people doing some dances,
look,
but I totally agree. I gotta tell you this: we've been doing this for almost 5 years. 99.9% of the people we interact with how we get guests is through Instagram. We've gotten one guest via TikTok, and he was a Harlem Globetrotter. Other than that, that's the only thing with TikTok. It's the most bizarre thing. You get all the hateful comments on TikTok, you get all those trolls. Instagram, you get more love, more business out of it. It's I don't know. I guess you're right. I guess it's more of a younger, but again, it's grown ass men.
But that but what's good for like other magicians on TikTok, that like they're magicians, not just my boy, but like others that have like 500,000 followers. The hard part right now is that some of these magicians are not even magicians. They're exposers.
Oh, okay.
Like they're exposing magic. They're finding out magic, and they'll like buy it, and then they just expose it. Why? Well, what's the whole purpose of social media? To get views. Mm-hmm. Who's not gonna watch a guy exposing a magic trick? You're gonna watch it
because everybody wants. It's like the whole it's the Wizard of Oz.
You're seeing it behind the curtain. You're seeing it behind the curtain. So you're gonna watch that, and that's gonna generate a much bigger thing than feeling. Because the reality is, and the psychology is, most people don't enjoy being fooled. They enjoy being entertained, but they don't like feeling stupid and that's I think why a lot of people have these negative comments, because they like, oh, he's just trying to fool us, and I'm smarter than him. It's like, I love this one. I do a watch steal. I could steal somebody's watch, and like some of them are like, the guy knows that it's happening. I'm like, were you there? Did you not like? Were you there? Like no. Or this one of like, he probably told the guy what to say. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, exactly. I did it for the gram.
Well, you know what? There's so much fake shit out there, like especially with these pranks, right? All pranks now are all set up. So people are just used to just everything being like an inside job, which I get. But to go to your point, it's like if I'm someone who's trying to build my character, build my brand, why would I jeopardize my integrity by doing something fake?
I mean, I'm a live performer, so naturally, if you're gonna bring me into like you've watched me do this from a sit down position, which is actually it's not that it's uncomfortable. I'm just sitting down. Normally though, like I'm moving standing. Around, There's a difference of me doing sleight of hand, misdirection. There's a whole series of other things. I am like,
you're boxed in,
and you're on camera, and you got two sets of eyes grilling you from both sides.
So for me, I'm just very much like in a position where this is what I got. That's why I hated Zoom shows. Like during the pandemic, these magicians were doing like all these Zoom shows, and like a lot of the stuff from Zoom, I'm going to be honest, you can't do live. Look, if my Zoom is right here and you guys could see me, I could hide a fucking elephant under the table. You know what I mean? Like you don't know what's happening out of there.
Live magic I think is the best because it's like it's
in your face.
Like you had said, especially behind the screen, there's always that little bit of...
Are you cold? Are you cold?
What's that?
Are you cold?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
So I'm like, behind the screen, there's always like, okay, well, it's not in front of me. Maybe there's a camera trick, like, or there's something off screen, like somebody's hand. Like, there's always that going to be that question. But when somebody performs it to you right in front of your own eyes, you're like, you start questioning your own eyes. Like, how did he do that?
But this is what entertainers like myself have been doing for hundreds of years. Like, this is what, look, everything about it, there's good magicians. There's bad magicians. There are insane guys that, like, I look at and I'm like, I should not even touch a deck of cards. Your skill.
Like, who are some of those guys?
Oh,
I know you had mentioned that.
They're not from the States. There's
Michael Vincent?
No. Well, Michael Vincent's an artist too in itself, but it's mostly like the Asian community, like guys like that. Like I used to say, like a lot of guys, in Japan and China, they take so much more pride in like that art form than we do here in the States. And they take so much pride, like being a card mechanic. Just skill wise, the magic and the design that they do and they create. Like right now, like America's Got Talent brings in like guys from like Shin Lim, who's
I was
like
just
Shin
gonna
Lim,
say.
But Shin Lim's American, but he is absolutely aesthetically one of the most beautifully.
That was fantastic, and that reminded me of him with the smoke because he did something very similar to that, and I was like, it was beautifully done. Beautifully done.
I will say, like, so how do I put it? Shin Lim, in my opinion, is like he's like a Michelin star restaurant. He is a magician that is. You go there you see him and he is the experience that you don't like. You're like, what the? Like, you have this experience. You didn't think like foam can taste like steak kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean? If you've ever been to like a Michelin star restaurant, I get what you're saying. Like, you know what I mean? It's so artistic and so like, you look at that and you're like, my hands can never. It's not that they can't do it. It's just I don't have that kind of time on my hands.
Yeah.
You know,
but see, I that just goes to show you like what people can do with like just a deck of cards. Like it's, and that's what, and a lot of the stuff too. Like for instance, the card tricks that we're doing here, like that's not. I looked through this. It's not a trick deck of cards.
No.
Like this is a normal deck of cards.
I get my decks of cards from Target.
This is a normal deck of cards. And it's just like what somebody can do with a deck of cards and their skill level, and that's what I find. So I wanted to ask, because you had talked about before we turned the cameras on, we were talking about a normal deck of cards what somebody can do with just their hands, their time, their passion, their practicing of, and then there's like trick decks, right? And you said you were gonna explain the difference between trick deck magic or like the trick. That style of magic versus this stuff, which is just
sleight of hand.
No gimmicks.
Right.
Gimmick magic versus non-gimmick magic.
So for me, I've never used a fake deck of cards for any other purpose than if somebody ever said, show me the deck of cards or give me the deck, I can just give it to them. Or if somebody was like, use my deck of cards and they had one, if I was at a house or if anything, I can do it. I can do everything I do it doesn't matter. Where if I had a fake deck, I take away what my skill is.
It's like one path.
It's like one path, and you can't really give it away or whatever like that. Or if somebody goes,
because you could be at a party and people like, oh, I heard you're a magician. Here, do something.
I want to be able to do every single damn thing I did compared to back and like that. If I had a fake deck of cards and a lot of people actually go, oh, I have that deck or I know what you're doing, and they're like, it's it, and then I give it to them and they're like, they're trying to strip it, or they have the little Svengali decks and stuff like that. If they've seen it or bought it, they're like, "Oh wait, this is not that." I went, "Yeah."
And then it like clicks. You're like, "Oh,
this shit is real."
Like, wait a second.
Like this kid had a lot of free time on his hands growing up.
Dude, I love it. That's incredible.
Well, I appreciate you doing all the tricks here. I was hoping we could get a couple.
I think we got a good amount in. I'm glad that all worked.
I'm just waiting for some last thing before we turn the camera. He's just gonna be like, oh, by the way, bang. I'm gonna be like something that started like way back, and I'm like, what the fuck?
That wasn't there before. Yeah. He's like, what's that card doing over there?
I might be like, oh, Justin, by the way, here's your wallet. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That's what I'm waiting for.
What was it? What's this one? Let's see if we can get it for the camera. Cards down. Back up.
What?
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's nuts.
And then right here.
That's another good one.
I figured that's where you wanted it to end on
that. Cut it there. Done.
Boom.
But finito.
Wow. Guy just barfed up a deck of cards.
Well, he was, I don't know. What do you call that?
See, that's funny because it's like
cards.
Spring them.
Spring the cards.
Let me see.
Yeah.
So like, I can only do the one like.
Yeah, that's fine.
The spring, but going up. How do you do it going up?
So you got it. So I don't know.
He goes. He just like
you sprung the cards up, and then they came out of your mouth.
So you go front, right? Like you go that way, and then you go because you're going back like that. Now you just got to figure out the right way.
That's sick.
Dude,
he's gonna be doing this all
night.
I'm
gonna be doing this all. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna be like.
He's gonna text out. I'm gonna get a text. Literally, I'm gonna get a DM. He's like, I've been doing this all damn day right now.
I'm gonna send it. To, it'll be like a week later. I'm gonna be sending it to him. Be like, check it out.
Check it out. I got it.
Wow,
that's awesome.
Well, Kev, we appreciate you coming on the podcast, coming in the studio, performing some mentalist tricks in front of us, blowing my mind, blowing Justin's mind. We like to give you the red carpet for the people that are watching, listening. Let them know where they can find you or any events coming up. Just plug away.
Right.
You know, this is free advertisement.
Oh, thank you. So right now, just my Instagram and my TikTok and all website is everything is Modern Mentalist. So just check me out on that. And yeah, I put out, like I said, I put out content almost daily now. So it's really good from my live shows. There's no setup. This is all real. So
you've seen it and we can attest for it.
Yes, exactly.
If we can get a testimonial on your website now, you can say Burn Down Podcast.
Yeah, that's
He's
it.
the fucking man.
That was incredible.
Well, thank you.
Justin stole.
That was incredible. Now my brain is just going like, how the fuck did he do that? How the hell did he get the Ryan Reed? Like I'm just like,
I'm still worrying about the Sharpie, man. I'm still worrying about the Sharpie. How the hell did that happen?
And that's the cool thing about what I do. Like everybody connects on something different. You know, whether it's that, whether it's the
Ryan Reed. I'm gonna have to email that guy and be like, "Yo,
you got featured in a magic show, bro."
That was sick.
But Kev, thank you again for coming on. Thank you everybody for watching and listening. Check him out. If you got an event coming up, book the guy. He's a great time.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
We'll do the plug. If you like this episode, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. All right. Be sure to check out Modern Mentalist. That's what it is on Instagram. Modern Mentalist. And then it's modernmentalist.com, right? So check him out. We had a blast here. I'm still in awe with all that stuff. But be sure to like, subscribe, check out all the stuff. And with that being said, Eric, what's the send-off?
We like to say cheers, chin chin, and salud.
He's got water.
I got water. I don't do it.
Luck.
That's bad luck. If you know, you know.